Okay, this is the homework check for the 4th grade, quarter 2, week 9, and we are starting with the Tuesday section. We have to write this giant number in both of these forms, okay? So we're going to read it very slowly. We see 1, so we spell 1. This comma stands for million. After the word million, you get to put the comma that stands for million. Then we read the thousands period. We say 403. So that's exactly what we're going to spell. 403. This comma stands for thousand. And guess what we get to put after it? A comma. Now we read the units period. We would read that 877. 8, E-I-G-H-T, 100, and the 77 part is 2 words that go together. We need that hyphen, so 70 with a T, 7, 1,403,877. In expanded form, we get to tell what each digit is worth. We tell its value. So here we go. The 1 is worth 1,000,000. The 4 is worth 400,000. The 3, we don't have to do the 0 by the way. The 3 is worth 3,000. The 8 is worth 800. This 7 is worth 70, and the one in the ones place is just worth 7. Know that you also might see this in it might be an expanded notation at some point, and you don't have to write this, but I want you to know. So 1,000,000 would be just 1 times 1,000,000 plus, now watch this, 4 times, it's in the 100,000s place. So it would be 4 times 100,000. This would be 3 times 1,000. It's like telling what the digit is and then what place it's in. Okay, now we're ready for the 8. 8 times 100. Now we're ready for the first 7. 7 times 10. And the last one, 7 times 1. So that's another way you might see it. Find the sum. 61,009 plus 3,477. 9 plus 7 is 16. 7 and 1 is 8. 4 and 0 is 4. 3 and 1 is 4. And bring down your 6. 64,486. Find the product. Factor times factor equals product. All right, and we have been breaking the second number down, so into 2 parts. You break down 49. The 4 is really worth 40. The 9 is worth 9. So we're going to do 278 times 40 and let the 0 hang off. Makes it much easier. And 278 times 9. Let's drop down our 0. 4 times 8, 32. 32. 4 times 7, too late, 28. 29, 30, 31. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So this is our partial product. Partial means part. It's only part of the answer. We're going to have to add these together when we're done. 9 times 8, 72. 9 times 7, 63. Plus 7, 70. 2 times 9 is 18. 19, 20, and then 5 more, 25. All right, so now we're going to add our partial products to get the final answer. 0 and 2 is 2. 0 and 2 is 2. 5 and 1 is 6. 2 and 1 is 3. And bring down that 1. So I'm going to circle my final answer here, 13,622. All right, Jose had 54 cookies. He ate 5 cookies. And then gave 3 cookies to each of his 7 friends. How many cookies does Jose have left over? Oh boy. All right, at the end. So let's set this up as an expression because a lot's going on here. Jose starts off with 54 cookies, but then he eats some. He ate 5. That means he made 5 go away. All right, so we'll do that part first. And whatever we get here, we also have to know that he gave away 3 cookies to 7 of his friends. So that would be 3 cookies times 7 friends. How many cookies does Jose have left over? Just have to solve this expression now. So 54 take away 5 is 49. Bring down your minus sign. 3 times 7 is 21. Now we do 49 minus 21, and we have 28 cookies left over, or just left. It's fine. But these problems that have lots going on, set up your expression and then solve it. A construction company purchased 246 boxes of bolts. Each box cost $43. How much did the bolts cost the construction company? So 246 boxes, and they each cost $43. All right, so look, this is multiplication. We're going to do that same partial product strategy. This 4 is really worth 40, and then the 3 is worth 3. So we're breaking down 43 into 40 and 3. So let's do our 2 problems. 246 times 40, let your 0 hang off. If you had 2 zeros, you could let 2 zeros hang off. 3 zeros, 3 zeros hang off. Keep that in mind. 246 times 3. Okay, dropping down our 0. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So there's part of our answer, a partial answer, a partial product. That's the method we're using. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So now we're going to add these 2 together. Make sure you keep everything lined up nicely. 0 and 8 is 8. 4 and 3 is 7. 8 and 7 is 15. And 9 and 1 is 10. And remember, it says how much did the bolts cost? So this is money. $10,578. They must be building a skyscraper. Not quite. I'm sure they'd need a lot more bolts than that. Find the greatest, that means the largest, common factor. Common is what's going to be in both lists. And we're going to think about our multiplication facts for these 2 numbers. Let's start with 21. And we always start with 1 times 21. Now 21's odd, so there's not a 2 times problem that would equal 21, but there is a 3. 3 times 7 is 21. There's not a 4 times, or a 5 times, or a 6 times, and that gets us back to this 7. Now we're going to list these in order, okay? We'll go down this side first and turn around and come up this side. And this is the list for 21. So that's why I do the 21 colon. And from least to greatest, I do 1, 3, 7, 21. Now we are ready to make our list for 33. 1 times 33, of course. 33 is odd, so I can't have a 2 times, but I can have a 3 times. 3 times 11. There's not a 4 times, or a 5 times, or a 6 times, or a 7 times. Well, or an 8 times, or a 9 times, or a 10 times. There's an 11 times. So now we're going to put these in order again. 1, 3, 11, 33. And the biggest one I see, 33 is not in both lists, 11 is not in both lists, but 3 is in both lists. So that is the final answer. That is the greatest common factor of 21 and 33. Right, rewrite the improper fraction as a mixed number. So what we're going to do is think about pulling out a whole, or as many wholes as we can. So 4 divided by 3, that's what this line really means. And we know 3/3 would give us 1 whole. So what we're going to do is write the 1 whole and imagine taking away 3/3 from the 4/3, and that would leave left over 1/3. You can also say 4 divided by 3 is 1, with 1 left over, and your denominator does not change because the size of the pieces did not change. Now this one, we're going to get more than 1 whole. How many groups of 5 could you get out of 17? You could get 3. That would get us up to 15. And then how many would be left over from 15 to 17? That's 2, isn't it? And the denominator stays the same because the size of the pieces have not changed. So we have 3 2/5. All right, finding the difference. We have to write this vertically. 2 3/4 minus 1 2/4. So this one's not complicated today. It's like saying 3 pieces minus 2 pieces. You'd have 1 piece, and the size of that piece is 1/4. 2 minus 1 is 1, so final answer, 1 1/4. Now let's do our sum. And again, we're going to write it vertically. So 2 pieces plus 2 pieces would give you 4 pieces, and the pieces are thirds, and 4 plus 2 is 6. Now we have an improper fraction here that's 4 is larger than the 3. So what we're going to do is pull out 1 whole from this, and that would be 3/3. We're going to add it on to the holes we already have, so now we have 7 holes. So remember, we took away 3/3, and we had how many left over? Just 1, 1/3. So 7 1/3 is the final answer. At the store Justice, 1/5 of the clothes are pink and 3/5 of the clothes are purple. How much more purple clothes are there than pink clothes at Justice? So we are comparing purple and pink, and we want to see how much more. We want to find the difference, and difference means subtract, and we have to put the larger number on the top. So we're going to do 3/5 because 3 pieces is more than 1 piece, minus 1/5, and 3 minus 1 is 2. It's still fifths, and so how much more purple? 2/5 more purple clothes. So remember, anytime you're trying to find the difference, you subtract. And that's it for today.